Hello and welcome to the Keyboard Road Warrior with me, Movie Scouse 007, where we play Euro Truck Simulator 2 with a laptop and its keyboard. So at the end of the last video we leveled up. We are now level 25. That means we've got a skill point. We've got this and 5 more skill points to apply, and then we're skilled as we're ever going to get. So just-in-time delivery or eco-driving. I'm going to go with eco-driving. I'm applying them evenly, so it doesn't really matter, but the level 4 gives us a 25% fuel saving when driving with or without a trailer. So there's that. Right, let's have a quick look at the upgrades that are available to us. We've got a grill and a paint job. Oh, hello, Scania. I've got a fancy lower grill guard, and they've got a 730 bhp engine and 2 paint jobs. That's nice. Mercedes, Volvo, DAF. Yep, they're pretty much all the same. Sorry, no, it's just occurred to me now. We've got 5 more levels of vehicle upgrades. We've got more than 5. We've got 11. Is that right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. We've got 11 more upgrades to apply for our skills. Sorry, that goes up to 36. Engine upgrades go up to 30. So we've got £70,000 in our inbox, in our bank account. Sorry. So first things first. Let's go and fix the vehicle and get some rest. So it's just parking brakes on, just around the corner. So let's do that first, and probably have enough to put a lorry in. So it looks like we're okay to go. I'm sorry, I was pushing the wrong key, so I was pushing the left, the accelerate and the brake at the same time. That's not cool. And we're good to go. So, yes, we should get a nice chunk of money while we're resting. And we need to rest. You can see that he's the bed symbol is blue. So let's see how much we have to pay to repair the truck. Oh, 2,000. That's not bad. £2,114. Mostly the chassis and the wheels. Engine 1%, nothing on the transmission, 2% on the chassis, 1% on the cab, and 2% on the wheels. So that's not too bad. So let's repair that. And let's go get some rest. Alright, engine off. Rest number 1. Number 2. Number 3. Okay, 3 in the morning. That's, not ideal. We have £154,000 though, so let us see what our garage is like. So we need to put our final Renault in Paris, and then we need to look, and then we're done with buying Renaults. Then we need to look at upgrading one of Brussels, Edinburgh, Amsterdam and Warsaw, and I think we'll do Warsaw. Warsaw was the 3rd garage we bought, I believe. So let's go to truck dealers. Let's select Renault. Czech Republic. Let's just go into Paris. Buy online. And there we are. Paris custom £79,084. So that's we can't customize it any lower on this one. So let's spend that. Let's pop it in Paris. Let's pop it there. Okay. And let's go to recruitment agency and hire a driver. Actually, this does look. So, who we've got? We've got a lot of drivers with one skill point applied to one skill and 2 applied to another. And I kind of would prefer a more evenly spread. See, like this, Jeff has got long distance, fragile, and eco. So Jeff's my winner so far. Will has got an ADR, which is good. He's got an ADR and he's got high value and eco, so he's still winning that one. Girage. I'm not laughing at his name. I'm laughing at the even spread on fragile, just in time, and eco. It's kind of in a line. That was kind of funny. 4. Jean has got 4. Okay, Jean has just become our newest, and he's got his name appropriate as well. So Jean, boom, into Paris. Oof. Excellent. Right, so that's that done. So let's get ourselves some employment. Let's go to the freight market. Where the heck are we? I've forgotten where we are. Ah, yes, we're here. We're in Groningen. So, Verona, Oslo. We've been to Oslo, haven't we? Yes. Kiel. We've not been to Kiel. It's not a lot of money and it's a short distance. There isn't a great deal from Groningen. I think we're going to take Kiel. So let's select that as our destination. And let me get my customary screenshot from Groningen, and there we go. All right, so let us go. Let us fire up our engine, and let's head out and pick up our load. Today I want to talk about volunteering. The reason I want to talk about it is because I fulfilled duties as volunteer for a fun run called the Colour Run in Christchurch. It's a licensed thing. I believe it, given the spelling is American of the word colour, I believe it started in America, then it went to Australia. It's now happening in New Zealand. It's been a number of years that it's been happening in New Zealand. Essentially, the run. What happens with the run is that it's a 5k run, so it's 5 kilometers, and it's during the run. Volunteers stationed periodically throughout the distance of the run are armed with boxes of coloured corn flour, in brightly coloured corn flour, pinks, yellows, orange, green, blue, and as large clumps of runners appear, the volunteers fling the paint into the air, and so the runners are given a white T-shirt to wear and a white headband, and that T-shirt then becomes multicoloured. It becomes patterned by the coloured cornflower that's thrown at them by the volunteers. It's supposed to be. It's a fun run. It's not a serious race, that's for sure. It's not about being the fastest. It's simply about. Oh yeah, I needed to straighten up. So there we go. That's more like it. And hopefully that should be it. Okay, let's attach the trailer, and let's get on. Let's go. Let's go to Kiel, wasn't it? In Deutschland, from Groningen in the Netherlands. So yes, I wasn't actually part of the team. One of the volunteers that was flinging the powder. That's essentially, they call it paint. It's not paint. It's as I said, it's coloured cornflower. But let's go. I was actually part of the registrations team, so we were. We did 2 days of volunteering. The first day we were at a tent with a little iPad, and we were taking people's names, registering them, handing them a race number, and giving them a T-shirt and paraphernalia for the run tomorrow, for the run the next day. Sorry. And then, I won't be on that lane. And then yesterday, during the actual race, we were there from 6:30. At 7 a.m. people started turning up. We still had some like 600 people out of the 3,500 that were racing on Sunday the 23rd of Feb. Hadn't actually registered, hadn't actually signed in, so we did that. And then we were giving people their T-shirt numbers again. And then during the race itself, we became part of the clear-up team. So we were going around collecting things like the signage, materials specific to the race. Because this thing moves around New Zealand. They do 3 locations every year. They start with Auckland, then Christchurch, and then Wellington is the final race. They do it in February because it's still sort of summer, but it's not too hot. It's not the height of summer; it's the tail end of summer. So it's not too humid. In fact, actually, in the 2014 colour run in Christchurch, I actually heaved it down. So with rain, so no one was going to get heat stroke in 2014's colour run in Christchurch. But this isn't the first time I've done volunteering. This is, I think I've mentioned in a previous video or a couple of previous videos, I volunteered for the London 2012 Olympics. And what I did there was, as people were coming in, we were directing them. We were making sure that they were ready for the scanners and the X-ray machines. So people bringing bags in had to have their bags go through an X-ray machine to make sure they weren't bringing anything harmful in, and anything that they couldn't bring fluids in. Obviously, this had the positive side effect for the organisers in that people had to buy food and drink inside the stadium. But given that people did threaten to disrupt the London 2012 Olympics, I think it was a precaution they had to take. It's a precaution they wanted to take for 2 reasons. One, they wanted to make sure that no one could get any materials into the event that could cause harm to people watching or performing in the events, but also they were very quick to jump on it because it meant they could sell. But that aside, I had an absolutely fantastic time at the London 2012 Olympics. It was such a positive experience. It didn't feel like work for a second. And it was the same with this colour run thing. It's great fun. I'm not earning any money, but you know, you're interacting with people who are doing something for fun. They're running 5 kilometres for fun. And after the race, once all of as the competitors were starting to come in, they had a big truck, back of a truck had a DJ on it, and a couple of dancers, and they started playing pumping, exciting music, and they were flinging out freebies like caps and socks. The colour run socks are quite funny. They're knee-length socks that are brightly coloured in the colours that of the powdered paint that's being thrown at them. And then they were flinging out paint packets to people, lots and lots of paint packets to people, and then they were timing it to a particular song and then encouraging people to rip open the packet and fling it into the air simultaneously. And that was thoroughly entertaining. From the sideline, it's thoroughly entertaining. It's bizarre seeing this cloud of multiple colours sort of launching itself into the sky. Now, I got a friend who was very disparaging about this event, saying it was a Indian religious festival. It just isn't. The flinging of paint in the air might have been inspired by a religious festival. There is absolutely nothing religious about this event. It's a 5k fun run. I don't believe it's for charity, and it is a little expensive to take part. It was 50 New Zealand dollars, which is about £25. 25 quid. I don't know, I suppose, given that they've got to pay for the paint, they've got to pay the local council to clear up the event, they've got to pay for a clean-up team, they've got to hire vehicles, they've got to... everyone gets a t-shirt, a headband, they've got to print the race numbers, they have to organise the materials for supporting the event, and they've got to pay for the travel between the 3 cities in New Zealand. I suppose 25 quid, given 3.5, and they've got to pay staff. There were something like 20 paid staff who go from one event to the other. I think given all that, 25 quid's probably not a lot of money for 3,500 people. I mean, if you do the maths to work out how much that would be. But other than that, I think it was thoroughly entertaining event to be part of. I felt sorry for the runners because of what we were doing. We were sat in a tent, so we were actually quite dry. Didn't end up staying dry though, because once we had done registering all the people and the race was over, as I said, we went out and we were doing things. They had signage, which was essentially poly boards, poly A boards. So it's like a flat board that's creased in 3 places with a Velcro, so that it sits upright, and they're weighted down with water-filled plastic weights. So I had to go and collect all of those. So that was that. And we're in the middle of a field. It's essentially where it takes place in Christchurch is an agricultural agricultural centre. It's where livestock are bought and sold, and they've got a small parade ground for people to watch the pigs and sheep and cows and bulls being walked from one place to, being walked in a circle, so that you can see that the animals are not lame, and you can see them moving around rather than just in a pen, so that you can make an assessment about whether you want to buy that animal. And so we were in this sort of parade oval, with our tents, and it's where the finish line was, and the music, and the whole event. Yes, that got a bit mushy with 3,500 people plus staff plus support teams. plus all the sponsors had vehicles and displays around there. They were sponsored by a training shoe manufacturer. They were sponsored by local radio station, sponsored by who else were they sponsored by? A sports drink, one of those electrolyte sports drinks. I'm not going to give any names because I don't. They're not paying me, so I'm not going to advertise them. That's not malice. That's just how it is. If someone wants to offer me money to talk about their branding while I'm driving, then I more than happily will shill for to do this for a living. So it was quite entertaining, and it feels good. I mean, it was a long day, 6:30 until 12:30, and then I had I'm not sure I've mentioned this, but I do amateur dramatics, and I sort of stopped doing it for about 4 years, and then when we got to New Zealand, I decided to get back into it. So I did a couple of plays. I did a play called One Season's King by an English author. I did a New Zealand play called Well Hung about a murderer and a murder investigation that takes place in a local provincial police station. And I had an audition yesterday after the colour run for a play called Rabbit Hole. It's an American play which is about a grieving couple coming to terms with the loss of their little boy and how they do it. And it was a couple of years ago. It was turned into a film with Nicole Kidman and Aaron Eckhart. Although they significantly changed the play for the film, they expanded it, added characters, added locations. In the play, all takes place in the house of the couple who've lost the child. So I auditioned for that and got the part of Howie, who is the husband. So that'll tell you how old I am. Well, actually, you know how old I am because I've already said enough about to betray my age. Oh, we have got £84,445. So I'm going to quickly go to Garage Manager and have a quick look. We need, yes, to expand one of our garages. So I'm going to do that. Boom. Yes. That was quite funny. Okay, so that's our garage. We don't need to see all of that. So, we now have a garage in Warsaw, and when we've got £80,000, when we've got about £86,000, we're going to stick a driver in Warsaw. Yes, we'll get back on track. I'm back on track with employing more drivers. Oh, crikey! I've gone the wrong way. Pretty sure I've gone the wrong way. Ooh, what have I done? What should I have done? No, that's not the wrong way. Right, we're nearly there. This is going to be a relatively short video. But I want to go to places that I've not been to before. There's no point in, at the beginning of the game, in not trying to explore the map. And then once I've been to all of the cities, then it's about going to all of the cities. It'll be about visiting cities via roads that that was fast. Via roads that I haven't used yet, so that I can get to aim towards that 100% map exploration. And that might be that sometimes I've got to visit a city to use a depot that I've not visited before, because although I've been exploring all of the roads in the last few videos, I haven't been entering all the depots and locations. So there will be some portion of the road network that I won't have visited because I haven't been into all of the depots, I haven't been into all of the rest stops. I will have been in all of the garages, and I will have been somewhere to sleep in all of the cities, because that's the way I tend to do it. I tend to get to a destination. Well, as you know, if you've watched any of these videos, I get to a destination and then I go to sleep after I've fixed the lorry. So I'll visit the repair garage and then I will sleep. But at the moment I'm aiming at getting 50% of the map explored, which I'm approaching. I think it was on 44 or 45% the last time I looked. So we're on our way. So yes, I've thoroughly enjoyed my my two stints at volunteering. I don't think it'll be the last time. If I had been in the UK at the beginning of this year, the wife and I would have been volunteering for the Commonwealth Games in Scotland. I think it's in Glasgow. We would have definitely been volunteering for that, because again, the Commonwealth Games is a fantastic and underappreciated event. There are a number of other championships for which athletic and otherwise championships for which we can volunteer. All of the sports have their own individual world championships. Athletics Grand Prix, where they gather together all of the different disciplines in track and what the Americans like to call track and field, but we call athletics. And there are other things for which we can volunteer. I would volunteer for the Grand Prix, but the trouble is, if you're volunteering at the Grand Prix, you don't get to watch the Grand Prix. And given that I haven't missed a British Grand Prix on telly or live until 2013, it's not a record I want to keep going. I want to keep watching British Grand Prix, and I was really annoyed that we... Oh, you scumbag. Alright. It gets me every bleeding time. Some scumbag pops out of that junction as if he's got right of way. And he doesn't. He absolutely doesn't. So yes, I'm looking forward to doing a bit more volunteering. It's difficult. I can't do too many because obviously, particularly the larger the event, the more likely I am to have to take time off to do it, and kind of reluctant to take time. I mean, I was happy to do it for the London 2012 Olympics. Essentially, I took 3 weeks off. Well, no, it's just over 2 weeks. I took the Thursday and Friday off. Then I took the following 2 weeks, and then I took the Monday off so I could recover and have a lie-in because I was exhausted by the end of it. So I took 13 working days off, which is a lot. It's a lot. It's half my holiday allocation for the year, and it meant that we couldn't go anywhere that year. Normally, the wife and I like to try and go to visit a city that we've not visited before, very much like I do with my Euro Truck Simulator. We like to try and visit somewhere. We like to try. We're in London, so normally we're in London, so we'd like to try and visit somewhere in Europe because London is quite central to Europe, so it's quite easy to get flights to almost anywhere within Europe. In fact, I think it's almost impossible not to get a flight to somewhere in the world from Europe. Most places you can get to a country, if not the country, or the major countries, the major cities of that country, if not the capital or the major city, the majors. I say that because the capital of Australia, for instance, is Canberra, but people tend to go to Melbourne or to Sydney. And with New Zealand, the capital's Wellington, but people tend to go to Auckland. Or if they're going to the South Island, they go to Christchurch or Dunedin or Queenstown for the skiing. Oh, look at that! Blimey, we're nearly there. This is going to be quite a short video. It's quite a large payout for such a short video, actually, all things considered. But Groningen didn't have a particularly good array of cities to visit. In fact, it only had one tab to look at, which was a bit disappointing. And as I said, I really don't want to go to a city that I've already been to unless I've got no choice. Or it's a capital that I haven't bought the garage in yet. So we're at a... let's quickly look at the bank, because we're still paying our second loan back. We're doing that's not too bad. Not too bad. We've paid back 21 of our 70 instalments, so that's quite good. So we'll be paying that back rather rapidly. We've got 6,800 in the bank. I wonder whether we'll actually have to make a repayment before. I made a slight tactical error getting in this lane. I think no, I'm all right. Sometimes you can get stuck behind the red light while someone's turning left, and I've got to be in this lane because post speed is right there. If you see right by the upper left mirror, you can see PED, you can see ED. That's post speed, which is the depot that we're delivering to. So actually, let's look at the map. I might actually not go straight into the depot. I might do yes. I might do yeah. No, I'll just go straight in. I'll do all of that messing around at the beginning of the next video. Oh, actually, no, we've got loads of time, haven't we? I've got some. Let's go and visit these roads that we haven't visited yet. Because, like I said, we've got bags of time, so there's no reason why we shouldn't. And we'll explore Kiel, this is the northernmost German city in the vanilla game. It's as far as you can go. I'm good to go. It's as far as you can go north in the game before you add ProMods Scandinavia map. The ProMods Scandinavia map adds a city at the top of Germany, and a couple of other things. So you can go a little bit further north, but this would be as far north as I could go without installing ProMods on this side of the map. And in fact, before they added, let's do this. Let's go left here, and then we'll do a complete circle to get back to postbed. Okay. And sorry, yes. What was I saying? So yes, this is as far north as you could go. So this would be the end. But with ProMods having been added, whoa. We're going to take a left here, and we'll do a full circle, and we'll be back at postbed. Come on, you're very slow, young man. You're in a car. Give it some welly. That's it, give it some bleeding welly. So, So I mean, this would be a city that I would buy. This would be a city where it's got a garage. This has in fact got a garage. We were about to. We passed it when we did our first pass around. You can see it's the little green square on the left of the GPS at the moment. Okay, that's a red light. So this would be a city where I'd be happy to buy a garage because it's not going anywhere, because SCS built this city, but not on rock and roll. And that isn't that. What? Okay. Interesting. Okay, this is one of these styles. It's not my favourite, but it's alright. Yes, that's let's hope I can get this in one go. Let's hope I can get this in one go. That would be really nice. Hey, we're in one go. Can you believe it? Miracle of miracles. Do you know, sometimes I just cannot, absolutely cannot get these things done, and sometimes I can. So parking brake on, engine off, unhook trailer. Excellent! So we drove 47 kilometres. It took us 5 hours and 51 minutes. We consumed 166.1 litres of fuel. We got a base reward of £7,475 and 447 XP. Our proficiency bonus for level 25 was £2,803. We got an urgent delivery bonus for skill rank 3 of £1,049 and 134 XP. We got our parking bonus of 45 XP. We had no penalties at all. We weren't late. We were on time. It's all good. We earned a total of £11,327 and we earned 626 XP. We didn't really make much of a dent into towards level 26. It was a very short journey. But nonetheless, we did it without crashing, without damaging. Well, we didn't crash. Someone crashed into us, but it didn't hurt the truck, so we're all right. Anyway, so thanks for watching me drive. Thanks for listening to me ramble about volunteering. If this is not your first Keyboard Road Warrior video, thank you very much for watching it. If you watched it all the way, thank you so much. And until I see you in the next video, I'll see you on the road.